Even in America, right? Most people, when they hear the word volunteer, they think of like charity or nonprofit, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is noble work. That is great. The world needs that. But also, I think volunteering, at least for me, has meant internships too, right? So I kind of put volunteer and internship together because don't try to predict how your life is going to turn out, right? You have no idea. None of us know, right? What lies tomorrow, what lies next week. Wrong job, right? You're going to have a series of successes, and you're going to have failures along the way, and you're gonna have a job that maybe you didn't like, or another job that was amazing. But life is such that you don't stay in one spot all the time. Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. Keep moving forward, and don't look back, and don't get bogged down by what didn't work out well.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to PoV podcast. So, I'm Nadia as your host for today, and we're going to talk about volunteerism. What is on your mind when we're talking about volunteerism? Maybe it could be about helping the others, or doing good things for the others, or doing social activity, right? But today, we're gonna diving into what is volunteerism as an American value, how it connects us with people, and also connect it with diplomat. Yeah. Today, we're having a very, very special guest. Please welcome Mr. Anup Mahajan. So, he is a regional public engagement specialist from U.S. Embassy, Jakarta. And thank you very much for coming here, Mr. Anup.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, how are you, Mr. Anup?
I'm doing well. Yeah, excited to be here in Semarang. First time.
Yeah, it's your
first time to the city, first time to the corner. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me. The weather's great.
The weather is great.
A little less hot than Jakarta, so it's good.
Really?
It's not raining. I'm good.
Yeah, I ever heard that in Jakarta it was so very, very hot, right?
Yeah, hot. Yeah.
But for some people who just moved here, he always say that in Semarang, each people have one sun in their head. Yeah, because that's so very, very hot. But today is a little bit cloudy. Maybe the sky is also welcoming to you today, Mr. Arnold.
Yeah, that's right. It's
thank you for coming here.
Yeah, thank you.
So before we starting into our first question, I want to take a step back. When you are still child, or when you are still a student, maybe, is it volunteerism is already being part of your life when you just growing up, or when you already become a student?
Yeah, I mean, so I was born and raised in the U.S., and so, volunteerism is like built in to U.S. culture, right? And I think it's, so we were taught at a young age to try new opportunities, go out there, be bold, and don't be afraid to fail, and those kinds of things. So for me, like some of my youngest experiences volunteering, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try this and see how it turns out, and if I don't like it, then I'll just do something else. So it's a very it's because we're taught that at a young age in the U.S. I think we build that into our careers too. We sort of we don't view a career as a set path, right? It's like a journey of different things that work well and that don't, but you take the best and you move forward. That's
Okay. What is it? What is your first volunteering activity?
My first volunteering activity. So so when I was your age, well, actually when I was younger than you all, when I was like 16, I thought that I was going to become a doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah, like every good Asian American,
Azizi.
you know. So my parents were like, become an engineer or become a doctor. That's your.
see.
And so, but diplomat wasn't in their future. But and so I was like, all right, fine, I'll become a doctor. So, but you know, what do you know at 16, right? What do you know? Even at your age, like, you know, you might have an idea of what you want to do, but you don't really, you know, there's still so many years ahead, right, for all of you. So anyway, at 16, I was like, okay, I think I want to be a doctor, so I'm going to volunteer in the hospital where I was growing up. I grew up in New York, and so I volunteered in the hospital there, and that was quite the experience. I was in the emergency room and, you know, saw some pretty gross stuff, and I was like, I don't know, you know, so yeah.
That's cool. From doctor into diplomat, right?
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
kind of different things, but
Very different.
both of them is so cool, awesome. Then, when we are talking about volunteerism, maybe most of them will think about helping people or doing social or working activity, maybe. But I want to know what is volunteerism really means based on your experience in US.
Yeah.
Is it just an activity or else, I think?
Yeah, so I put volunteering. That's a great question because I think most people do think, even in America, right? Most people, when they hear the word volunteer, they think of like charity or nonprofit, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is noble work. That is great. The world needs that. But also, I think volunteering, at least for me, has meant internships too, right? So I kind of put volunteer and internship together because as an intern, you're kind of volunteering, right? I mean, you're not getting paid, but you're experimenting with that opportunity, right? And so really, I think that's the key is volunteering is experimentation, right? And you can do that with a company or with a charity or with a nonprofit or a small business. I mean, you name it. And I think, you know, I don't know how easy it is in Indonesia, you know, but I would push you all to do this, that, you know, in the US, even if a company or an organization doesn't necessarily advertise that they have a volunteer opportunity or an internship, you can create that opportunity. And so that's something I want to tell all of you here is that, you know, you're the master of your own career and you're the master of your own journey. So like if you see something, you know, a mentor or an elder in your community that works in, you know, some organization that you like, don't be afraid to ask and say, you know what, can I talk to you about what you do? Can I talk to you about how you got into this career and maybe, you know, could you mentor me or could I shadow you? You know, we call it job shadowing, you know, you know, for free. I mean, there's nothing, you know, so I say ask for the opportunities because you never know where they're going to come from.
Okay. That's good. So I love the way you explained that. So actually, I already been volunteer here since 2023.
Wow, congratulations. That's great.
Yeah. So for me, it also my first step and my journey for taking volunteerism, and I got so many things here also. Yeah, I'm so grateful for being this family, I think.
Yeah, no, thank you. And you know, as I have to say, you know, as I get the benefit and the luxury of seeing American spaces all over the world, right? And you know, even though like we could have an American space in Belgrade, an American space in New Delhi, an American space in Beijing, an American space in Jakarta and Semarang, all very different, but one thing that's similar is the volunteers, you know? The volunteers make the corner what it is, you know? So thank you and all of you for all the work that you do and the passion that you bring.
Of course. We also have got so many benefit from it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Anup, as U.S. representative, also, is it the value of volunteerism can influence the way you work as diplomat or especially as public diplomacy?
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, I mean, and you kind of answered it, you know, like volunteerism, and volunteering and putting yourself out there. Like it's all about, to me, it's all about, it's two things, right? It's putting yourself into new situations, which I do all the time as a diplomat, right? I go from today to another meeting. I can go from here doing a podcast to a talk with a government official to then doing an event at a university. I mean, my day, no 2 days of mine look similar, right? And no 2 engagements look similar. And so, but I think that's what I learned from volunteering too, that, volunteering, when you put yourself out there and you're in a company or an organization, they're going to ask you to do so many different things, and you just roll with it, right? Like that's what we say in the U.S. You roll with it, like you just kind of embrace the flow, because that's how you're going to learn many different things. So that's one thing. And then I think the other thing, you mentioned public diplomacy, so that's the area of the government that I work in. It's public diplomacy. It's a fancy way of saying I help to forge and cultivate people-to-people ties. So something like this is people-to-people ties, right? That's part of my job and it's important. And I think, because at the heart of every relationship, whether it's an employment relationship or volunteer or as a diplomat or anything, it's the engagement between people to people, right? It's helping people understand, one perspective and another, and create mutual understanding. So volunteering fits right into that, because not only are you understanding yourself, but you're also offering something about yourself to another, a greater cause, right? And for no return. I mean, you're not getting paid, right? So that's even a higher way of engaging somebody, right?
So we're not getting paid, but paid with so much experience. And looking back to your journey as the representative of American Spaces, I think to what extent has the volunteerism shaped your mindset, how you make decision, or even your career you are on right now?
So I think, I'm passionate about what I do, right? And I think that's important, right? And that's a little piece of advice I'll say to all of you too, is no matter what as you start to begin your career, and you're all beginning it, right? Embrace what you love to do, because that's going to help you grow. And so for me, what I love about managing the American Spaces is, and what I always remember as a volunteer, was that, it's not only my job to ensure that all of our American Spaces are doing the right things, are, have the right strategy and the partnerships. There's all the things that I need to do, right? That I'm paid to do. But ultimately, what I do remember too, and I always tell the staff that I work with as well, is that let's not forget what, we have our day-to-day things that we need to do, right? Serious stuff. But then at the end of the day, let's not forget our volunteers and the students and the audiences that we bring, because that's the reason we do what we do. That's the reason we have all the stress. That's the reason we do, I go to DC and I brief the government on things and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I remember that it's all of you that make the program what it is. I only do so much, right? Like I'm up here at the 30,000 foot level, but you all do it. You make the corners come alive, right? And so I don't forget that, because that's the power of volunteering, because you're doing it without any return.
That's the
and
power
so we
of
owe
volunteering.
you,
So thank you very much. So for us, for me, I am. Maybe it's almost my fourth year here.
Wow.
And I got so many things, not only for others, but also for myself. I can find myself here. I can find who I am here. And that's why I'm very grateful for being the part of Corner. So
that's great. I'm sure you learned things about yourself
that
you never would have predicted, right?
I never imagined that. I also have something for myself also. So maybe for the last, I want to know that as your role as the representative of American Spaces in engaging youth, community, or maybe volunteer-based program, what is your hope? What is your wish for young people, especially in a room and spaces like this?
I have so much advice to offer, but I guess what I'll say to all of you, the most important thing I think is, don't try to predict how your life is going to turn out, right? You have no idea. None of us know, right? What lies tomorrow, what lies next week. And the same goes with your career, right? Your career, you may think now that you want to do something and you're studying. Your job right now is actually like absorbing all the information, right? All the information about like whatever you think, and all the subjects, right?
Yeah.
So don't, and I'm speaking from experience, right? When I was your age, I had the stress too of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to do the right thing. I got to pick the right major. I got to find the right job. But you know what? Like, treat your career like you do volunteering, right?
Okay.
Your career is a journey and your career is an experiment, right? And the reason I say that is because I never would have thought, even, I've been in the workforce now for over 20 years, right? This is, being a diplomat is sort of like the end goal for me, but I've had a long career, right, of doing other things. And I never would have predicted that I would be doing this, but I love it, right? And so, but what I do every day as a diplomat representing the U.S. and all those things, I draw on all the other skills that I gained from all of my jobs. So the reason I say that is because there's not one right job or one wrong job, right? You're going to have a series of successes and you're going to have failures along the way, and you're going to have a job that maybe you didn't like, or another job that was amazing. But, life is such that you don't stay in one spot all the time, right?
Yeah.
So treat your career like a plant, right? Like water it and like nurture it, but it's going to grow, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know how it's going to look when it turns out. And so I think just be bold, follow your dreams, but also, and don't, and I think this is the big challenge for all of you. I'll leave you with this challenge is, I think, one of the big differences I see between a U.S. culture of like the culture that I grew up in, as opposed to what you're growing up in, is we're taught in the U.S. to be, it's kind of what I said in the beginning, right? We're taught to kind of like fail. We're taught that failure is okay, but that's not everywhere else in the world, right? Here, in this culture and in many other cultures, my parents are Indian, so I know it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like failure is like something you avoid, right? And it's something that you don't talk about, and you just, there's a right way and the wrong way. I'm not saying either perspective is not right or wrong, but try and embrace the fact that things don't always work out. And that's okay. And the same goes with a career. It's okay to make a mistake in a job. It's okay to take a volunteer opportunity and it didn't turn out the way you did. That's okay. And you just pivot and you learn something from it, and you keep moving forward. So that's my advice. Keep moving forward, and don't look back, and don't get bogged down by what didn't work out well.
Yeah, that was so cool, guys. Please give applause for Mr. Anup. That's very, very insightful. So you never predict that you will be diplomat, right? So how do you feel right now?
Sorry?
How do you feel right now?
Oh, I mean, this is what I love to do. This is what I feel so fortunate to do, I'm, there's so many other jobs, but like I get to engage with people all around the world. And that's such a gift, and I'm not, and I think, I'm fortunate and I'm lucky enough to be able to do this. And so it's not lost on me that every day I have, it's a responsibility that I have, because I'm representing, the United States and where I come from to people like you. And likewise, I get to learn so much about what it is that the dreams and hopes of Indonesians and young future leaders like you. It's great. I mean, it inspires me, because I don't necessarily, I don't have all the right answers. I don't have all the, I don't have all the wisdom and whatever. But I think what I can do as a diplomat is this. We can converse and we can understand each other and
connect with people.
and then we do it on a larger level between U.S. and Indonesia, and it's great. This is what the world needs. Is more like understanding.
Yeah, I love the way you explain it. Yeah, it's very important for young people like us, guys. So volunteering is not only about helping others, doing social things or else maybe, but this is how we are growing up. So through the American spaces for young people, they can learning, experiencing, and grow up through positive experiences. So thank you very much, Mr. Anup, for having conversation with us today, for giving very insightful stories also. And thank you so much for our audience today. Keep smiling and inspiring. Thank you for listening. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.